Hi, this is Adam Holland. I'm a home-based business entrepreneur, a coach, a trainer, and an author as well. And one of the newest reports that I've written is the Recession Killer Report, where I go over 3 recession-proof industries to rebound your free-falling bank account. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of people are still making money right now. The reason a lot of people aren't is because they don't understand these concepts. I'm going to go over one of these industries in this video a little more in depth than I probably should, but I give you all the resources in this report which you can find for free at therecessionkiller.net. Again, this report is completely free, and if you want to check that, the report is at therecessionkiller.net. And let's just hop right in here. Why would you want to diversify your income at this point? Well, real estate market's about as predictable as leaves in the wind. But the problem is right now a lot of people with the market the way it is, they have mortgages that are now worth more than their house, and they're paying more than they can afford. Next, you have the stock market. It's about as stable as a mental patient that forgot to take their meds. Who knows what's going to happen tomorrow? It's impossible to put your money in the stock market nowadays and think that you're actually going to make money. Is your 401k now a 101k? And I know there's no such thing as a 101k, but a lot of people, especially in my age group, you got to be thinking of what's going to happen in your own retirement. You right now, might be watching this, and you might be already 50 or 60, and you just watched most of your retirement go away. The good thing is at least you had a pension, at least you had a retirement fund of some kind. Most people in my age group, I'm in my higher 20s right now, Social Security, we ain't getting it. Pensions, they're our own self-funded 401ks if we do that. The job market, oh my God, we all know what's going on right now with that as well. So there's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of, doom and gloom. How can we turn this negative into a positive? Well, I'm going to go through one of the 3 different industries that I talk about and how you can create some profits even with this recession right now. This is the second one in the report. This is Recession Proof Industry number 2, and it's the direct selling industry. Really, you can pick your own startup costs because you can research whatever opportunity that you want. If you're looking for an opportunity that's based with personal development, wellness or health products and vitamins, or if you'd rather do something where you're selling kitchen supplies, or people sell candles, I mean, there's all sorts of different things that you can do when it comes to direct selling. Me personally, I do not like to call family and friends. I don't like to go door to door, knocking on people's doors, asking them, for me to do a product demo with them or something like that. I hated that kind of stuff when I was doing sales before. I was sure as heck wasn't going to do that if I was going to own my own home-based business. The reason why this is so beneficial for you is it's going to give you a lot more control over your time and more control over your income. If you're out of a job right now, well, you can do this right now and you can work as many hours a day as you want and then, exponentially grow your income that way. If you're working full-time but you're not sure how much longer you're going to have a job, or you don't know how you're going to fund your retirement, direct selling industry is a great way to do it. You can work from home, much more productive, a lot more productivity, less wear and tear on your vehicle. You can save a lot of money. Productivity, when you're more productive, in a shorter span of time, that gives you more time during the day to do whatever you want. I love spending time with my wife and my 2 dogs. We got our first kid on the way, so that's a huge motivational, huge motivation for me. Biggest thing that you want to think about when you're talking about this industry, very important. You can leverage other people's time, but without depending on employees. Right now, if you looked up a dictionary definition of the word employee means to use. And I'm not putting down jobs, I'm not putting down employees, but if you're an employee, you need to hear this out. An employee, you're the usee, the employer is the user. And it's tough for you to see how the employer is using you to do their job for them. So there's an owner of a company right now. At one point or another, he maybe started with himself, and he grew the company up to a point where, I need somebody to do the paperwork. I don't have time for that anymore, so they hired that person. Then he started to hire salespeople and customer service people, and before you know it, he doesn't have to really work anymore, to develop that income, to develop that revenue for his business. And that's what I mean by leveraging other people's time. The problem is when you have employees, you have overhead, you have lawsuits waiting to happen, you have a lot of things like benefits and health benefits and all these different things that you got to worry about, more taxes, etc., etc. So this gives you the ability to leverage other people's time without depending upon employees. This is how time leverage and really team leverage works. First of all, it's got to be about your personal success. You need to have in your mind a goal of what your life's going to be like 2 weeks, 2 years, and 2 decades from now. And every single day you need to make sure that you're applying yourself towards that success by learning the right techniques. And again, I go over all this fully in my report. Now it's about teaching other people what you know and duplicating that success that you personally have. And I put an example here as a sales manager. Typically, a sales manager is going to be somebody that's been very good at sales in the past. If they're promoting from within, it's usually maybe a top or one of the top 3 possible salespeople. So let's say a top salesperson who's very successful. Now he takes his or her skills and knowledge in selling and teaches 4 other people to do it that are on his team. He's going to get probably a cut of those other 4 other people on his team or his or her team when they make sales, because, and he wants them to succeed because he's going to get that small piece of it. Now you're no longer compensated solely on your own efforts. Now you can make money based off of someone else's efforts, and this is what wealthy people do. So if this is new to you, this is something that's going to kind of boggle your mind at first. It's something that you got to kind of think about for a little while. Continuing, one of the products that I sell online, I make $1,000 per sale. Now, if you're making 1 or 2 sales per week, I'm assuming that would be, that would alleviate some of your worries. If you could take away some of your debt right now, credit cards, student loans, car, help you pay off the mortgage a little bit quicker. If you're making $1,000 a week or $1,000 every couple of days, this is what's possible, especially when you're using internet methods. But specifically, I'm going to just be going over this one product because I can only tell you based off of my own experiences, not other people's experience. 50 weeks times 1,000 times 2 sales per week is $100,000 per year. Yes, you can make 6 figures your first year online if you're willing to learn and apply what we teach you. A lot of people are very skeptical about making 6 figures. And let me ask you this. If I had a list of people in a database, in my email database, which I do, let's say there's 10,000 people, but only 100 of those 10,000 people buy, but 100 people buy a $5 product. I just made $500 on an email that I sent out in 3 seconds, whatever it is. This is what marketing, and this is all, what being a business owner is really all about. It's about leveraging your resources, and I teach you about how to do that. If you teach 4 associates to do the same thing, now you're making $500,000 per year. So that's 5 people, 4 plus yourself, times $2,000 a week, times 50 weeks out of the year. Everybody again can take 2 weeks vacation if they want. If you're doing these many sales in 26 weeks, you know what? You can take 26 weeks off. It doesn't matter. It's all about productivity. That's $500,000 a year in your pocket. And again, that might be totally out of the ballpark for you right now. You might just be happy making 50 grand a year part-time. That's exciting right there for you. That's awesome. But that's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about leverage. You see, when Donald Trump wants to make more money, he doesn't get a part-time job bussing tables at Applebee's or something. What does he do? He leverages other people's time, and in many cases, he's leveraging his own money to create assets that pay him over and over and over. Problem is, if you don't have the money to leverage, how do you do it? Well, there's this big lie that nobody but the wealthy can do this kind of leverage. Untrue. Very untrue. I have seen people go from food stamps, living in a trailer, to making $1.5 million their first year, 18 months online. I've seen a 22-year-old kid coming out of college, did not want to get a job, learned exactly the strategies that I have in this report here under this one topic alone, profited $1.2 million the last 20 months online. Less than 2 years, he's made over $1 million online, and now he's 24 years old within the last 2 years. It's incredible. Anyone willing to learn what we teach you can create massive success. You just need to do the work. You must take personal responsibility for your own success. After you learn it, you've got to do it. So if you want to get some more information on this, you're going to get access to this free report. It's called the Recession Killer Report. You can get it at therecessionkiller.net. You just put your name and email in there, and you get access to this free report that goes over not just this industry, but all 3 industries in this report.